It is so beautiful out here today, and I am aching all over. But I am not going to miss this beautiful day. Look at these little flowers. Isn't that so pretty? It's a type of petunia. When I looked it up on my Plant Snap app, I believe it is a type of petunia. I can't remember exactly. But I had an elderly cousin. She called them violets. And they are violets, so. Dead trees. I used to go back up in there, but like I said, can't do that no more. Kind of dangerous. All right. I'm just going to walk around and enjoy this November day. There's bees pollinating the asters and other critters out here pollinating. See if we can see anything in the woods. I either hear a squirrel or a woodpecker. Unless it's a tree knock, but I don't think so. It's not much of a knock. Been wandering back here since late 70s, I guess. It's changed, obviously, over the between storms and whatnot. I love the black-eyed Susans. Favorite flower. Better not have carnations on me when I die. Okay. It's a little color. And back then when I wandered, I didn't think much about the future. Though as I got older when I wandered out here, circa late 90s, kind of thought this little spot that I'm walking in, where this tree is, and this tree over here is. So I used to be able to walk in there, but when all that other stuff fell, and that's just kind of hanging up in there, that this in between, that'd be an awfully small house in between there, but would be where I would like to live back here. Because it's kind of like its own little, I don't know, hideaway. Originally, this was the cow pasture, and where the house I live in was a potato field. And this area actually faced a road that ran alongside the railroad tracks. And way back in my videos, you got to go way back well, we're talking like 2018, 17, I don't know, way back there. There is a video of the old bridge from that road that runs through there that I haven't been able to get back to since the 2020 storm. But I don't know what's going to become of it. I'm just one person. I know I should have faith. I made a video that got uploaded for Sunday on faith. Today happens to be Saturday. This will be uploaded like later for another day. But anyhows, I just naturally think to myself, well, you know, you don't make any money worth speaking of, and you don't have squat. So, and this is your hobby and your free time is making these videos. But so I guess I don't have enough faith that I might actually own this and could build my home, restore that barn, hiding back there, preserve family legacy, so to speak. Not that this looks like some great legacy of, hey, with these 10 buildings, like I said, they've been here since before me, and they've stood up to many a hurricane, and this house did too, until that one tree fell on it back there. And we all know how bad that looks inside right now. But actually no, because not many people view that video, but hey, it kind of sucked. So it just kind of, if this were belonged to somebody else and I couldn't wander freely around, how would that make me feel? Sad. Now, it would be putting attachments on things of this world, which is not what we're supposed to do, right? Because this life, this world is but a vapor. We all know that. Some of us know it better than others, and we'll just throw away anything, whereas I'm like, I attach sentimental value to so many things. And I'll think about why is that. I'll tell you why it is. Because that object. Okay, we'll look at the chimney, for instance. Now, the fireplace was all filled up and built around for the stove that was in there when I was a kid. So I never saw the actual fireplace or the wood stove. But I know good and well that my grandfather and great-grandfather and great-uncles worked on that chimney, built this house. This was actually the back, became the front after the highway came through, and that road that I mentioned with the bridge was no longer used as the route to Sulphur, Louisiana. But anyway, so I look at that, and that's like to me, it's like a part of them because they did it. It's my way of being close to them, even though I never met my great-grandfather. He died in the 1940s. I was born in the 70s. So, but you know, I did know my grandpa until he passed when I was 5. And I can still remember standing here petting a black and white cow, because he still had a couple cows when I was itty bitty. And there was pecans on these old trees. There was a huge pecan orchard, and they had arborists that would come in, tree doctors that would tend to them, and there was a lot of pecans. Now these trees are old and dying and decaying, and you might find a pecan or two they don't produce anymore. So that's the sentimentalness. It's every time I walk out here, it's like I'm kind of like, in a way, touching them, or I'm where they stood, and that includes my dad too. And he's an older dude. And this place is really, I don't know, kind of I would call it a spiritual attachment in a way to my family. But they're in heaven, the ones that have gone on. They're in a totally different place, their real home. This was never their real home. As beautiful as it seems to me, as much sentimental value as I put on it, as much sentiment, and in Spanish the word sentimientos or something like that means feelings. And when I could get back there, circa 1980 something, I would go back to this little mud hole of a pond and read books. And I'd cross around behind it to the creek, the little creek, and that was just my quiet time, my getaway time. Kids sit on Snapchat for hours, and it's so sad because they could be out here walking around. Yes, I'm using social media, making a video of what I find beautiful. But that's the difference. Whereas I'm kind of creating almost, well, to me it's a form of poetry almost when it's one of these kind of videos. The back and forth 2-second videos, chatting back and forth with your friends with these stupid pictures of yourself, sticking your tongue halfway out like a dead cow. Or 13-year-olds nowadays and 12-year-olds nowadays that use it for purposes that when I was 12 and 13, I didn't even know about. That's what our world's coming to. And maybe that's another thing that I hold on to about this backfield, is that this is my little spot of sanity. I can walk back here and remember a more saner world, I guess. It's almost like its own hideaway, but that's more of a mental thought because I'm not that far from the highway. You can hear the highway. You can hear the train. However, it's kind of the place where I meditate, I talk to God. Y'all see me sometimes reading or doing Bible studies. It's like a hideaway. And back there was really my hideaway growing up. But short of, I don't know what it would take to even get that hideaway back. It's so much destroyed. And that was Mother Nature. In 20 years, I could probably have it back. In 20 years, I'll be 70. I don't know if I'll be venturing back there at 70. Actually, I could see my kids chasing me down. Get out of those woods, Mom. What do you think you're doing? You're going to hurt yourself, Mom. Yeah, I can see that happening totally. Well, enough of my ramble on my walk in the field. I hope you have a place that you can go and do this kind of thing. Think to yourself, pray or read or just walk around and have some peace.